Well, it's just happened. Another entitlement was just pulled. Now, the other day, I created a video that I published here on YouTube, and I titled this, Americans Will Riot as Entitlements Get Pulled. Well, guess what? As of today, April 30th, 2024, another major entitlement is actually going to expire. Congress is not going to extend this because they don't have the funding, and this is going to impact 23 million households here in the United States. So I'm going to explain what is going on, which entitlement program this is, why millions of people are furious, and how this is actually going to impact me as well. So I'll break this down in just a moment. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So yes, this entitlement program that is actually going to expire at the end of today is going to impact me. Here's the reason why. This is the program that is falling. It says millions of Americans are about to lose internet access and Congress is to blame. It says the Affordable Connectivity Program helped 23 million households get online and has always had bipartisan support. So why is Congress allowing funding to run out? Well, here's what you need to know. The Affordable Connectivity Program was established back in 2021 in order to give rural Americans and low-income households access to internet. The main reason is because everything was going online. You were working remotely, which required internet. You were going to school remotely, which required internet. But I want to show you something. Look at this. It says, what is the Affordable Connectivity Program? It says in 2021, the U.S. Congress passed the $1.2 trillion Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, also known as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Deal. Keep in mind, both Republicans and Democrats agreed that this money, this funding was necessary to keep internet in certain people's homes. Well, till today. It says, it was a massive, ambitious piece of legislation that aimed to shore up a variety of floundering industries, including transit networks, energy systems, and public utilities. The ACP was part of that deal. That's the Affordable Connectivity Program, was part of that deal. It set aside $14.2 billion to fund credits that could help low-income households afford high-speed internet. It said if a family's household income was below 200% of the federal poverty guideline per year, they were eligible for a $30 monthly credit on their broadband bill. It says people living on tribal lands were eligible to receive up to $75. This is per month. Okay? Keep that in mind. That's $30 monthly credit. That's $360 per year. But it may not seem like much to some people, but for others that are living on, let's say, $1,200 to $1,500 per month, a $30 internet bill is something that they cannot afford. Okay, this is a monthly credit. So if your internet bill comes up to $50, you pay $20 because $30 per month is a credit. That's huge. This is impacting 23 million households. They say over 60 million Americans are pretty much going to be affected by this. 23 million households. That's a staggering number. Okay, but the reason why I bring this to your attention is because this is just the next example of an entitlement program that is falling because Congress does not have the support and does not have the funding from the federal government. We just don't have the money. And I brought this up before, and I've been reading a lot of the comments that people left on my previous video about seeing entitlements getting pulled. But here's what you need to understand. The government has provided $95 billion. It went to Ukraine, Israel, and the Indo-Pacific. We provide billions and billions of dollars to other countries. Okay? We've pretty much gotten rid of our leases as far as drilling oil here on U.S. land. Right? We can't buy back oil and restock our petroleum reserves simply because oil is too expensive. Right? The president and the Biden administration completely missed the boat on that one. So now it's too expensive. We can't buy it. We can't lower fuel costs, which means all the increases are going to you, which are coming to me as well. If food costs are going up, everything is getting more expensive. And it doesn't look like there's any relief in sight. But somebody asked me, what are some other entitlements that we could see get pulled next? Well, I was talking to a friend of mine, and here's a list that he gave me, because this is something that he was talking to a council member about. Okay? This is what the person said. We will lose access to public parks. And just to give you an idea, this is already happening. Just think about that park in Texas that the federal government want to take over. And the Texas governor said, nope, no way. That is our park. They say we will stop getting food stamps. And somebody asked me this the other day, is there really a possibility that food stamps will just end? And I told them that it's possible, but most likely Congress is going to change a provision within that. And here's what this person said. It says Congress will likely decrease income requirements. Okay, the income maximum. So if you make up to, let's say, I don't know what SNAP benefits are, sorry, but I didn't look that up, but let's say it's 200% of the federal poverty limit, okay, for that year. If you make over that, you don't qualify. Well, what if Congress comes out and says, you know what, we're struggling. We could use some of these billions of dollars. Let's say only up to 110% of the federal poverty line, you qualify for SNAP benefits. Anything over that, no. What happens then, right? They would make a cut to SNAP benefits. So if you are over that federal poverty line, you may not get access to SNAP. Yeah, less people would qualify. We saw this when there was the work requirements just this past year. When Congress implemented a work requirement in order to receive SNAP benefits, and again, I know this is rolling out. I haven't talked a lot about SNAP benefits recently, but this is something that it's going to impact millions of people. It already has. So this is something that this person said, this Congress member sees. Says, we will also see affordable housing get cut the exact same way we are seeing food stamps. Yeah, affordable housing. Think about that. Let's say you live in affordable housing right now. Well, you may make too much money because, again, wages are going up. And if they decide to bring the federal poverty line or the maximum, that limit, bring it down, you could be out of a home. Then they say schools are starting to turn to pay to play. Let's say you want to join the band. Well, you may actually have to buy the equipment. You may have to rent it from the school. They're not just going to give it to you anymore. You may have to rent it from the school. Let's say you want to play the drums or the tuba or the cello or the flute. You may have to buy that. You may have to rent it. Or you may have to pay in order to play football and basketball and tennis and soccer and swimming. Because again, if you have to keep up with all the football equipment, right? Pay the referees, pay for cleanup. You got to have upkeep on the pool, the maintenance, the water. All that stuff costs money. And so now schools around the country in certain areas are starting to make their players pay in order to play any of these sports. Interesting. But these are the times that we're living in. So what many people say, these are all entitlements. Public park, food stamps, housing, school sports. That these are entitlements. And now we may have to pay for these. So just wanted to fill you in on what's going on because, again, today, April 30th, this is the last day of the month. This is the last day millions of people, 23 million plus to be exact, are going to be able to get any credit for their affordable connectivity program. And for them to be able to get high-speed internet. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, reading the posts on Reddit and also some of the tweets over on X, what we are seeing is millions of people are furious about what's taking place. So we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you is I will be here every step of the way. I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates, but that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.